Hey guys, what's going on? This is Jeremiah and Evie. We're back with Janie Solutions, here to make another financial video for you. Today's topic is going to be the 7 Laws of Gold, written in The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. Evie's going to go ahead and explain the technical terms of them, and then I'm going to go ahead and explain it in layman's terms. I wanted to make a video like this with Evie, the co-owner of Janie Solutions, so that we can allow people to understand an ABC 1, 2, 3 format of how money works, so that they can use them to their own advantage and basically create money at will. So without further ado, Evie.
So the basic principles of effective money management, there's a total of 7. So the first one is to save at least 10% of all your earned income.
Correct. So what does that mean? It sounds like a very simple thing to do, but you'll be surprised at how many people cannot do it. So basically, if you make $1,000 a month, you're gonna go ahead and put aside $100, or if you make $1, put aside 10 cents of that $1, and you just never touch it. You just put it aside. It's for your investment fund, and later on you use that to invest with, but you're focusing on using that, just putting it to the side, never touching it, and eventually it will overflow.
So basically, think of a concept. If you had 2 cups, and you had a bottle of wine, because you know we all love wine, and think of the wine as your money. If you, in the cups, labeled, one is bills and one is yourself. Who are you really working for? Are you working to pay everyone else, or are you looking to pay yourself? So if you have your lovely bottle of money wine, and you're constantly pouring your wine into your cup that says bills, and you never take an opportunity to put 10% of that wine into your cup that's labeled me, you know, you're never gonna have any money in your cup. You're never gonna be satisfied, because every day or every month that you take a look at how much money came in and how much went out and how much you have left in your pocket, and you have like nada, you got an issue there. So make sure you pay yourself your 10% first.
Wow, awesome. That was such an interesting and colorful way of explaining that example, right? And we all know how much we love to drink, right? So that's the next one.
Number 2, learn to live on only 90% or less of your earned income.
Right. So basically, what that means is, if you make $1,000 a month, go ahead and learn to live on only $900. I can guarantee you that those bills that you're paying on, they'll still be there at the end of the month. If you put aside $100 of that $1,000, you train yourself only to live on $900. What you're doing there is that you're training yourself to live within your means, and then some. So when the time comes that you need, that extra $1,000 or $2,000 for that vacation to Florida and go to Disney World, take your kids there, you have that extra $2,000. Why? Not because you've gotten a bonus or you've gotten a tax refund. It's because you've been training yourself and putting aside that 10%, living on less than what you make.
So number 3, invest your accumulated capital in only things that provide a safe and steady income, paying close attention to compound interest.
Awesome. So compound interest is really like one of the 8 wonders of the world, according to Albert Einstein, right? So only invest your money in safe expenditures, or safe investments, basically is the word I'm looking for. Sorry. Safe investments. You always want to make sure that your capital is invested with people who know what they're doing, okay? If you want to invest your money in a bank, in a mutual fund or something like that, find a banker. If you want to invest it in the stock market, find a stockbroker. Please do not go to Joe Schmo who doesn't know, and invest your money into something with someone who has no idea what they're doing. So.
Well, talking about investing into someone, that's actually rule number 4, which is invest only in areas in which you're an expert, or invest in someone who is an expert in that area. You don't want to just throw your money out there and have a dentist perform your heart surgery. Like, granted, he might be a professional, but he's not a professional in the field you want to be a professional in. So being really cognizant of, the experts that you actually give your money to and trust that they're going to make you more money in return. Number 5, buy a house. Stop paying rent. Yes.
So thank God you mentioned that. So buy and own your own home, roof over your head, as opposed to renting it. I understand the times are tough, but that's the whole point of what we're trying to do here in the first place, right? We're trying to educate people on how to raise their credit score, how to put aside money, so that they can have the cash reserve and the FICO score to get approved for that home loan. But at the end of the day, I've seen it so many times. I've seen people with 750 credit scores, and they have a decent amount of cash reserves, and they're renting. Why? They're not in that place temporarily. They're there for especially in the military. People are there, you got orders for 3-4 years, but then they're renting. Why? Why don't you just own the VA home loan? You have to have it for at least a year. That year takes up a whole year in your 3 or 4 years with your contract, guys, right? So why not just own that home for a year and a half, 2 years, build some equity within the home, buy it at the right time, obviously, but you get to own the roof that's over your head. You get to pay down your debt and build your credit. You get to invest in an asset, right? Because when you move, if you want to move a little bit later in the future, you have the choice of moving and still having an asset. So that asset can, pay off the next home that you get.
Number 6, have a realistic insurance program.
Right, so you wouldn't buy a house without getting homeowners insurance. You wouldn't buy a car without getting auto insurance, right? You have health insurance, you have dental insurance. The same principle applies to money. You need insurance. What does that mean? Perform risk management. If you're gonna invest in a stock and you think it's gonna go from $1 to $2, well, make sure that you have half of your whole portfolio in something that you know is going to yield you a certain dividend. Securely know that it's going to yield you money back. In the event that that one stock you invested in takes a nosedive, well, at least you have a treasury bond or a mutual fund that's giving you a certain amount of money every month so that you can kind of offset that money that you lost. So just always insure your money before you invest it.
Number 7, which I think is probably one of the most important rules when you want to make money, not just save money. So number 7 is to always keep various ways of income coming in.
Yeah, so that's probably the most important one, just like she said. Evie and I, about 3 or 4 years ago, we were in a place financially, and I would say probably mentally, where we didn't really understand how money works. We were making really good money, but at the end of the day, we didn't have what we wanted to have in our bank accounts, and we had to come to the realization that it was all about how we thought about money. And it was all about creating multiple streams of income for each other. So we were all dependent, a couple years ago on that one source of income, that W-2 check, right? Well, it wasn't until our mind opened up a little bit, we started talking to more people, that got us to realize that, the reason why people become wealthy is because they have more streams of income than they could ever want, right? If I had streams of income coming from my stock investments, if I had streams of income coming from my real estate investments, if I had streams of income coming from my day job, if I had streams of income coming from my businesses, multiple investments within my businesses, from depreciation, expensing, writing off things, tax-wise, I would have more money than I could ever ask for. And that's what it's all about, really, is having more than one, if not minimum, three sources of income, so that you don't have to depend on one source of income. And eventually, that cup of wealth will overflow, and you have more money than you can ever ask for.
That about sums it up for the basic rules on effective money management. Follow up on our next video, which is going to go into more in depth of how to actually apply these rules to your current finances.
So, appreciate you guys tuning in. Take care.